Hello everyone, welcome back to Infinity Physics. In the last lecture, we had a discussion about Newland's laws of octave and its limitation. In this lecture, we will discuss about Mendeleev's periodic law. So, what were the limitations of Newland's law? Newland assumed that there were only 56 elements exist in the nature, and we all know that till now we have 118 elements in the nature, and that's why the Newland's laws of octave was failed. But Mendeleev was very smart. He found that with the time number of the element increases. It means after him, that is in the near future, more elements will be discovered, and accordingly he classified the elements in his periodic table, right? And that we will know after this. So according to Mendeleev, the properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic mass. What do you mean by this statement? Now to understand this statement, we have to know one fact about Mendeleev, how he classified this element. Mendeleev ने क्या किया? He wrote the names and chemical properties of all these 63 elements on the 63 कार्ड्स. उसने 63 कार्ड्स लिए और हर एक कार्ड पे एक एक एलिमेंट का नाम लिखा और उसके नीचे उसकी केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज लिख दी, राइट? जैसे ही हाइड्रोजन, फिर लिथियम, बेरिलियम, बोरॉन, एंड देन ही पुट ऑल दैट एलिमेंट्स इन दी इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ देयर एटॉमिक मास. उसने अरेंज किए सारे एलिमेंट्स को इन अ हॉरिजॉन्टल रो विद द इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ देयर एटॉमिक मास. दैट इज फर्स्ट हाइड्रोजन, जिसका सबसे कम एटॉमिक मास है. फिर लिथियम, क्योंकि उस टाइम हीलियम नहीं था, सो लिथियम, बेरिलियम, boron, carbon, nitrogen. So as we move from left to right, the atomic mass increases. So first उसने एक ही रो में सारे एलिमेंट्स रख दिए, एंड देन ही स्टार्टेड ऑब्जर्विंग दी प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ द एलिमेंट्स. तो उसने क्या देखा कि जैसे ही मैं लेफ्ट टू राइट जाता हूँ, दैट इज हाइड्रोजन, हीलियम, लिथियम, बेरिलियम, बोरॉन, कार्बन, नाइट्रोजन, देन ऑक्सीजन, फ्लोरीन, then sodium, he found that the properties of the lithium is similar to sodium. Then again he started moving magnesium. Again he observed that the property of the beryllium is similar to magnesium. Then again he moved to the aluminium. He found that the properties of the beryllium, properties of the boron and aluminium are similar. That is, after some regular intervals, the properties of the element starts repeating. Again he found that the properties of the lithium, sodium, potassium are similar. Similarly, he also found that the properties of the elements like beryllium, magnesium, calcium, right? He found that the properties of these elements is similar. So instead of placing these elements in a row, let's place this element in a group. तो उसने क्या किया, जितने भी एलिमेंट्स की सिमिलर प्रॉपर्टीज़ थी उन सारे एलिमेंट्स को एक ही ग्रुप में रख दिया. और एक ही ग्रुप में कैसे रखा? इफ़ वी स्टार्ट्स मूविंग फ्रॉम टॉप टू बॉटम, देन द एटॉमिक मास ऑफ द एलिमेंट्स इंक्रीजेस. सिमिलरली अगर हम लेफ़्ट टू राइट भी जाए तो भी एलिमेंट्स के जो एटॉमिक मास है वो इंक्रीज होते हैं. तो दिस इज़ द periodic table that was given by the Mendeleev. So here you can observe that if we ignore the hydrogen, right, then lithium, sodium and potassium, right, all these elements have the same chemical properties. And beryllium, magnesium, calcium, also the elements which are placed below has the same chemical properties. So as we move from left to right, we can observe this. The atomic mass of the element increases here 6.939, 9.012, then 10.81. So as we move from left to right, the atomic mass also increases. But the chemical properties of the elements changes as we move from left to right. But in a single group, that is in a group, if we move from top to bottom, then the chemical properties of the elements remain same. Now what do you mean by chemical property? तो आपने स्टडी किया होगा एसिड एंड बेस या फिर मेटल एंड नॉन मेटल. सो इन मेटल एंड नॉन मेटल व्हाट वी वर डूइंग, we were reacting a metal, a given metal with acid, right? That is the reaction of metal with acid, reaction of metal with base, reaction of metal with salt, right? So reaction of metal with non-metal, reaction of metal with oxygen. So this the reaction of a given element with different compound or element is known as the chemical properties. So now let's try to understand the first statement. The properties of the elements are periodic functions. So what we have observed here in the classification, we have observed that after certain intervals the properties of the elements repeat. That is, when he reach fluorine, he observed that the sodium has the similar property as that of the lithium. Again start moving, he observed that the property of the potassium is similar to sodium. So after certain interval the properties of the element starts repeating, and that is called the periodic. Periodic means repetition of a certain thing at a certain time, at a particular or a fixed time interval. So, and he arranged these elements in the increasing order of their atomic mass. So we can say when Mendeleev arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic mass, the properties of the elements starts repeating, and hence we call it's a periodic function of the atomic mass. Mendeleev classified the elements in the increasing order of their atomic mass and similarity in their physical and chemical properties. Physical properties means ductility, malleability, electrical conductivity, right, melting point, boiling point, all these are called physical property. And chemical properties, that is the reaction of a given element with the other elements and compounds. So if we try to react these elements, these given elements, suppose I try to react with lithium with beryllium, it might be difficult. Similarly, if I try to react this beryllium with boron, it means suppose I take any of the element and I try to react with all these elements in the given periodic table, then it will be very difficult. Some reaction might happen, some will not happen. So Mendeleev observed that oxygen and hydrogen, they react with most of the elements in the periodic table. तो उसने क्या किया, सारे जो एलिमेंट है पीरियोडिक टेबल में, सारे एलिमेंट्स को हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट करके जो भी कंपाउंड मिला उसकी केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज़ को स्टडी करके एक क्लासिफिकेशन किया. एंड दिस क्लासिफिकेशन वी आर ऑब्जर्विंग what that classification is generally based on that. You can see here the formulas of, here you can see R2O, right, RH, R2O, RH, RO, RH2. What is this R, right? Now again let's try to understand this. Suppose I am having lithium, right, here I am having lithium. So how lithium will react with hydrogen? LiH. Then sodium, it will react with hydrogen, NaH, potassium, KH. So I can write general formula like RH. H means hydrogen and R means any one of these three compound. So this is the general formula of this compound. Now let me react this compound with the oxygen. So Li2O, then Na2O, then K2O. So here O is common, right, and here Li2, Na2, K2, you can see here here 2 lithium, 2 sodium, 2 potassium needed. So general formula I can write R2O. What is R here? R is the any of this element, right? So this is the general formula. So what general formula we have obtained for this group? LiH. So I can write RH. So RH and R2O. So here you can also observe that at the top of the table it is written R2O and RH. Similarly, how this group react with the oxygen and hydrogen? So BeH2 MgH2 CaH2. So I can write general formula RH2, right? And similarly I can make them react with oxygen, so BeO MgO CaO. So what will be general formula? RO. So here you can observe that here the general formula of the second group is RO RH2. So he considered the oxygen, he considered the reaction of the elements, all the elements with the oxygen and hydrogen, and then he classified them accordingly. So here you can observe that the formulas of the oxides and hydrates formed by the elements was also the basis for the classification of the element. तो उसने क्या किया कि जो ऑक्साइड्स और हाइड्राइड्स के फॉर्मूलाज बनते थे, यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हो ना R2O RH, फिर सेकेंड में RO RH2, सो दिस आर कॉल्ड द फॉर्मूलाज ऑफ हाइड्राइड्स एंड ऑक्साइड्स ऑफ द गिवन एलिमेंट्स. तो ये सारे जो एलिमेंट्स है, जैसे Mg है तो MgO बनाएगा, फिर Ca है तो CaO. तो ये फॉर्मूलाज हो गए. तो उस फॉर्मूलाज के बेस पे उसने क्या किया, क्लासीफाई कर दिया कि जितने एलिमेंट्स के सेम केमिकल फॉर्मूलाज आते हैं विद द ऑक्सीजन एंड विद द हाइड्रोजन, दे शुड बी पुटेड इन द सेम ग्रुप. तो उसने सारे एलिमेंट्स जिसकी सेम केमिकल फॉर्मूलाज बनती थी उनको एक ही ग्रुप में रख दिया. एंड देन ही ऑब्जर्व दैट there are 6 horizontal rows called period and 8 vertical columns called group. तो उसने जो arrangement किए, तो you can observe this arrangement, right? Here you will observe that there are 1 2, here you can observe that 1 2 3 4 5 6 horizontal rows, and that we call periods, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 vertical columns, and that we call groups. So the groups 1 to 7 had two subgroups A and B. So here you can see group 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? So 1 to 7 groups has two subgroups, right? That is A and B. And group 8 had 3 columns. So here you can see that this is a group number 8 and it has 3 columns. So and also in that 3 columns there are only 3 rows, 1 2 and 3, right? It is not a column, but in a one column there are 3 sub columns, and in that there are only 3 horizontal rows. And this because why Mendeleev had to put this, because he won't found this these elements have the chemical property similar to other, and he found that all these element has the same formula of the oxide, that is RO4. Here you can observe this RO4, and that's why he had to put all these elements in the same group. Now elements having similar properties were placed in the same group. There are some spaces left vacant in the periodic table to accommodate the elements to be discovered in future. जैसे मैंने स्टार्टिंग में ही कह दिया था, राइट? यहाँ पे सी ही हैड लेफ्ट सम ऑफ द स्पेसिस. वाई? कि उसने सोचा कि फ्यूचर में अगर नए एलिमेंट्स मिलेंगे तो वो यहाँ पे ही ऑक्यूपाई होंगे. सो लेट्स सी सम ऑफ द मेरिट्स एंड demerits of the Mendeleev's periodic table in the next lecture. Have a nice day.